What are the distinct quality that makes one a good realtor? Because it seems everyone is a realtor on the street of Port Harcourt.
Well, before now, it used to be, they used to call them agents. Yes.
Like those
And,
house agents, the ones that will
and,
help the
but,
landlord peg the price of rent.
but personally, I don't like being addressed as an agent
Okay.
because, okay, I said about called agent, but it later metamorphosed into realtor. And a lot of persons are now bearing the name a realtor. But the question is, what makes you a realtor, right?
Yes,
A
what
good
makes you,
realtor.
yes, a good realtor?
Now, number one, what makes you a good realtor is knowledge. Knowledge. And when I say knowledge, I'm talking about having deep insights and understanding about the real estate industry in your area of coverage, your state, your city, or even your country.
Yeah.
Now, you see a lot of persons today, they just come up and start marketing properties that they know nothing about. And these persons are never even interested in learning or trying to acquire knowledge to understand the things they are selling. They just want to sell because, of course, real estate is commission based. So they just want to sell, get the commission, and disappear. So one of the things that makes you stand out as a realtor is knowledge,
So
adequate
having
knowledge,
enough knowledge about the real
real
estate
estate
industry.
industry. Yeah.
Okay, what other quality aside knowledge, when you're fully grounded, when you have the knowledge, what other quality can people look out for?
And another quality is being able to close deals, that is marketing and sales. But knowledge tops comes number one, because why I said knowledge is because if you don't understand the industry very well, even if you make sales, you're going to be making a lot of mistakes that will haunt you in future. Because there are some younger creators that I mentor, I tell them that real estate is not a just now thing. When you're selling a property, you're selling it to generations
Okay.
unborn.
Okay.
The reason is because you're a Fituri, for example. You buy a property today and you get old, you grow old, and you're no longer on the surface of the earth. Your children are there, they will inherit this property. But along the line, if there's a problem with that property, what happens? Your children will want to trace the person that sold that property to you. So you see a realtor that's eating commission of how many years ago, that same commission will now start haunting you again after a very long time. So that's why I say knowledge is very, very important.
Okay.
And one of the things that makes you bring in your sales and marketing game.
All right. So, as an independent realtor, tell us about your brand and what you do. I mean, I want to
Okay.
believe that even in real estate, there is niche. You guys have niches.
Yeah.
It's not just, you're all over the place.
True.
Okay,
True.
so tell
That's
us.
correct. Okay. For me, I run a brand called Sigo Realty.
Okay.
Yeah, Sigo Realty is a brokerage firm. When I say brokerage, for people that wants to sell their properties, they can come to us and ask us to market. Then we also get buyers too that can buy these properties. So that is what we'll do. So we'll act like the middleman between buyers and sellers. But before we do this, we try to make sure that the properties we list are verified by checking out the documents, the necessary documents, to ensure that even when the buyers are coming, they are getting the right property. But aside that, we also advise our buyers, please, while you're coming into this transaction, make sure you get your lawyer involved, get a surveyor involved, and also make sure that you get people that understand, not just getting a random lawyer, but a property lawyer that understands real estate.
Okay.
So basically, that's what we do at Sigo Realty.
Interesting. How long have you had this business for? Have you been a realtor for?
I've been in real estate for close to 6 years, but I officially registered Sigo Realty in 2023, October 2023. That was when I registered it, because we are looking at the bigger picture. Actually, we landed a partnership deal sometime in 2023 with a partner in the UK.
Okay.
But something happened, things didn't go as planned, so we didn't bother to push up or push out what we had in mind. Yes, but we still have the bigger
Picture.
goal. Yes, the bigger picture in mind.
Okay. What are some of the challenges you say most realtors face in this industry? Like reoccurring challenges that happen over time.
Okay. Now there are challenges for the realtors and there are challenges in the industry.
Okay.
So you want me to talk about the challenges as a realtor?
Yeah, as a realtor,
or-
and then some in the industry as well.
Okay, let me talk about the challenges in the industry using River State as a yardstick. Now, one of the major challenges we have is that most lands in Nigeria or in River States do not have a proper database or a proper documentation. For example, by law, the government owns all the lands by law. But now, even these lands that the government own, when you go to the Ministry of Lands, you won't find a proper documentation of every plot of land with a number attached to it. But in developed systems or in developed societies, you discover that every land, have a number, have a plot number that is registered, such a way that when you go to the ministry to search, with that number, you can be able to get the particular plot you're buying. And if another person comes to search, they will see the history on that particular property. But today in River State, for example, in Nigeria, we've not gotten to that point yet. So it is a challenge. And this has given birth to what we call land grabbers, because most of these lands, are not properly registered. Even when people buy these properties, they tend not to do the right thing. Sometimes they will say, that's money I will go and pay a surveyor now to go and register this land. It's too much. Let me save it. So they just there's what we call a registered survey plan and a site plan. So some persons just do a site plan, then they prepare a deed by a lawyer, and that's it. Now, forgetting that in future, this thing can bring issues. They can lose this property or something can happen. So one of the problem is there is no proper database that is on the side of the government for every land, that is in the country.
Okay.
And it's a major problem. So that is one of the problem. Then on
On
the
the
side,
realtors part.
yes, on the side of the realtors, one of the challenges realtors face is, okay, for independent realtors especially, some real estate companies, after making sales for them, number one, some of them delay in making payments.
That's your commission that is
Yes,
due.
payment of commission
Okay.
is a problem to realtors, because there was something I heard in one of the shows I was listening to, where someone said commission gives you an erection. So commission is what motivates you. Is that motivation, that makes you want to work hard, want to carry out and do more transactions with the companies. But when they start delaying the commission, you discover that it discourages a lot of realtors. Then secondly is the issue of real estate companies not verifying their properties. There have been cases where real estate companies will just go acquire a property without doing due diligence on the property. Now, when they acquire this property and realtors start selling, especially realtors that do not go to make findings, because most times before I market a particular property, I go to do my own independent finding.
Beyond what the real
beyond
estate
what the
company
companies
has
have
done, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are sometimes that realtors don't do these findings and they start selling. Before you know, they've sold 5 plots, 10 plots. And when issues come on this property, you see the clients on their neck.
Land where they
You know,
cut.
some of them no longer take their calls. Some of them start hiding and all that. So at the end of the day, it lands a lot of realtors in big mess.
Wow.
So that's a major problem of the real estate industry today. It's a very big one.
Interesting. So, would you say you have a target for this year, 2025? Like, is there a target in mind you want to hit as an independent realtor?
Yes, there is. I have my targets. Although recently it's the market has been somehow challenging because of the political situation in the states.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
in River State especially, is somehow challenging because some investors are just sitting back to see what is going to be the outcome of the
The
political,
emergency rule.
yes, in the state. So sometimes when you tell them, come and invest, they say, River State for now. Let us see how this whole thing will turn out to be. But
Okay.
nonetheless, we still keep pushing and we still keep striving.
All right. So, since knowledge is a very important part of being a realtor, are there, real estate schools where people can go to learn?
Okay.
Are there schools? Are there academy? Some sort of training?
Yes. Recently, a lot of real estate companies are beginning to float the academy side of the organization. This was something that was not there before. Okay. But if you pay attention to some of the real estate companies, I don't want to mention names because nobody's paying me for adverts. So, but if you pay attention to some of the prominent ones in the city of Port Harcourt, you see that they are now beginning to float their academy side because they know if you don't train these persons, they will end up landing even the company in deep problem.
Okay.
So that is why I said knowledge is very, very important. And even when the academy is not there, you don't have one that is recommended, the internet is there, the phone is there, ChatGPT is there. So you solve the internet, you Google, you try to make research, make findings about it, and then you also read books too.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Before we end this, I'd like to know, how do you handle difficult customers or clients?
Okay.
Especially the ones that have the money, but they are very difficult.
Okay, when you say difficult, where are you coming from? Is it in
A
terms
client
of
reaches out to you, they want to buy property. You've done your part,
yeah?
but then they still keep asking questions or trying to find fault.
Okay. For such kind of clients, I'm very happy working with such kind of persons because real estate is not a cheap product. Real estate is expensive. So I even tell people before you commit your money, please make sure you do your due diligence. Ask all the necessary questions you have to ask. Because imagine somebody bringing out 10 million naira today, and after buying a property, issues start coming. So for those clients that tend to, some realtors think they are difficult, but I don't see them as difficult
Have you had any
because
experience like that? Say you helped someone purchase a property and it turned out the due diligence you thought you did very well, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, there was something you missed out.
okay,
Have you had
I've
since
never
6 years?
I've never had such experience.
Okay.
I've never had it, but I nearly had one last year.
Okay.
Now we've done our marketing video, our shoots on the property, but I kept on having double mind about the property because I heard some stories about the property. So I was still doing my investigations, making my findings before I put out the video on the property. So on the week I was supposed to put out the video, I then heard that they've gone to bring down the structures in that property. I was like, wow, thank God I didn't even start marketing this property. Because if I had marketed it and clients come to buy, even if the organization is one I know would have been able to handle whatever will come, it will create a dent on my brand or my person. So that is why it is very, very important that as a realtor, you are knowledgeable and you're also one that can make research, also make findings, detailed findings about any property or any product you want to put out in the market.
Would you say real estate is high risk or low risk?
Real estate is
Or it's in between, somewhere in the middle,
it is high risk actually, but now we have good risk and bad risk.
Okay.
Yes, real estate is a good risk because land is one thing that you buy, you don't feed it, you don't clothe it, but it always appreciates. It is
True
always
that.
on the increase, but not all lands do. There is a content that I shot that I'm going to put out soon. It is not every property you buy because we say land appreciates. No, there are properties you buy before it will appreciate. It will take you years. I have people that bought properties there 10 years back.
What's the value of such properties right
then
now?
then when they bought those properties, it was around, some bought for 500, 600, 700,000. But after some years, a property you bought for 500,000 or 700,000, after 5 years, at least that property should not be going for less than 4 to 5 million.
Okay.
When the market and everything is good. But now that area, some persons I know that bought properties in that location, some of them stayed for 5 years, and some of them, even to sell the property for 2 million was a struggle. But recently we thank God that the government attention and the ring road and every other thing that is happening is now making that place gain attention. Gain development. The
Okay.
place is now developing. So that's one thing about real estate. It is a very, very good investment, and the risk is there. And it happens when you don't do your due diligence, you don't ask the right questions, you don't work with realtors that are knowledgeable or that understands the real estate industry. That is when you get your fingers burnt.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Gosgive. Thank you for coming to share with us your experience as an independent realtor. I believe that those watching, they must have learned a thing or two from all that you have shared. And if there is anyone watching who wants to become an independent realtor or work with a real estate firm, there you have it. You can reach out to, I'm going to leave his social media handle. You can reach out to him to school you more because you really need the knowledge. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next episode.
All right.
Salute.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.